Bruce Mitchell from Wrestling Torch, King of Ring Reporters. Bruce Mitchell with us. Bruce, what about Impact Wrestling on Access TV? How's that going to work out? Is it going to be better for? It's got to be somewhat better, at least.
Well, it's a better, definitely a better platform. And Thursday night, they do it. People like them all right, but they haven't. They've more been, hey, watch this crazy show than they've been. We've got stars and we've got this and that. So, it's kind of. It's going to be tough. There's a lot of professional wrestling. A lot of professional wrestling, as you know, on cable television now, and even more through streaming services. So, for them to be able to do something that captures more of a audience and make money off that audience. They have to make money off that audience. They're not paid by the television, so they have to figure out how to get people to order their shows on pay-per-view, buy their merchandise or something where they're making money. So I think I think there's a lot of pressure on a lot of people in wrestling.
Yeah, they missed out on the Inner Circle T-shirts. Heard those went pretty well when they hit the market. Inner Circle T-shirts.
Inner Circle T-shirts for AEW. Yeah, they closed down Pro Wrestling T store. Part of that is the key is getting that thing that people are interested in and want to have the cool T-shirt. It's been shown that people will buy those T-shirts, and AEW was able to stay in Hot Topic and WWE, of course, on the WWE Shop Zone makes a lot of money off of that. So that's those revenue streams are there if you can give a product that people want to participate in by buying a T-shirt and wearing it.
A big money stream for WWE, Saudi Arabia coming up. That's huge money for them. They got to do well there.
Well, you've got the two fighters coming in from other places in pro wrestling, and both having their matches, their first matches at least, at the Halloween Thursday afternoon show in Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia pays a lot of money for that stuff, and so we'll see, but it's also how well those Braun Strowman and boxing champion Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar, how that turns out. It might not be the best matches in the world, but it's guaranteed an awful lot of money, and it's very much a situation that's similar, very much so analogous to the NBA in China, where you've got some political things that are really tough to
Well, last time they almost pulled the plug on the WWE when they had to barely pull that out. Last time they went, right?
Well, they never went to that point as far as the royal family, and they were never that point with WWE. But WWE took, their stock took a beating on it, and they took a lot of bad publicity for it. It's not exactly American principles involved. Much like the China people started to figure out China's very, very tough on dissent or things that people think, and just an NBA general manager writing a tweet that was 6 or 7 words long, his own opinion on
LeBron versus Mr. Morey, a big battle there.
And LeBron and the NBA players starting to understand that there's a lot of money in the NBA. A lot of money in China for the NBA, and it would affect their pay, but also as an American citizen standing up for American principles. And I give Commissioner Silver, Nate Silver, a lot of credit for saying we're not going to give anybody. It's like this is a tough situation, but we're not going to punish an American citizen giving his opinion. This is what America is about, and that's what the NBA is. The NBA is a part of America has been about.
Mr. Silver is a good Duke man too, right?
Yes, he is.
What about?
What a tough situation.
Oh man, especially right before the season gets started.
Absolutely.
What about WWE some more? Bill Goldberg and Undertaker. That was kind of a flop when he went to Saudi Arabia that time, wasn't it?
No, yeah, it was a flop, and it was. I think just the older wrestlers, having to carry a match, they weren't ready to do it, and I think Bill Goldberg wanted to clean his palate, have another match that wasn't so bad, and work with Dolph Ziggler and kind of and have something that fans would enjoy, and he did. I think this is why we got Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan not having a match. There's no way they could, but having this team versus team thing where they can do their histrionics and the wrestlers can take care of the wrestling in the ring.
Here's one for The Undertaker. For the first night of SmackDown, they had like a reunion, bring back the old faces, old names. They brought a bunch back. They brought back The Rock. They brought back Stone Cold Steve Austin, brought back Ric Flair and others. But The Undertaker, they told him, you're not needed.
And Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan, who were advertised for the show, basically you saw them walk to their seat at ringside. I mean, you didn't see, you saw the back of them. The WWE just went, we didn't need them, and they'd advertise them. Again, false advertising, and a lot of false advertising too. It didn't seem like Undertaker's all that happy about it. But
I didn't think he would be either. I mean, he doesn't want to work as much as he used to, and he wants to get big money when he shows up. But gosh, he was one of the main threads. He was a bigger thread than Flair in some ways, at least on a lot of the SmackDown over the years.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big part of
he and Kane
WWE,
both.
So,
huge.
They had 2 hours and a lot to get done, and including stripping Kofi Kingston of that title about as humiliating a fashion as you could have. So just lots of interesting choices there, and three of the biggest stars in the history of professional wrestling, Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, and Ric Flair, basically not used on the show after being advertised to be there. So I think that might have been a concern too. It may have had something to do with. I know there was some talk with Fox not being happy with Eric Bischoff because feeling the promises and appearance promises weren't kept, and maybe that was part of it.
What about Eric Young, and also you look at EC3? They're not being used much at all. I don't think they even got drafted in a recent draft. Where do those guys go next? Are they done?
I think Eric Young, who has a lot of experience playing a lot of different characters, in TNA and in NXT too, and some on the main rosters. I think he's a good guy that you can use to fill in spots on television. But yeah, not using a ton. And then EC3, who came up through early NXT and was dropped and made a name for himself and had a good reputation working in TNA and Impact, and then came back and really never been used. He's got the look that they used to like, but he's in he's said some things publicly where he's not happy being on the shelf. But the way the wrestling competition works, the way the wrestling world works, WWE has gone and signed a good many people that they want to keep out of other hands.
That's Dean Smith all over again, isn't it?
Somewhat,
since he's passed on, no disrespect, but that's what it was back in college basketball. We get this guy, make sure the other guy doesn't get it.
Yeah, and that happens some in college basketball. It happens, but it's happening right now in WWE in England and a lot of places. Like they have an enormous amount of financial resources, but they're not keeping the people that they have employed all that happy with what they're doing. There's a lot that have frustration from the top to the bottom with the poor creative effort they're being used, and there's wrestlers in the prime of their career just sitting out. Now they're getting paid and not taking those bumps. I mean, you look at our friend Matty Rivera from here, No Way Jose, who started his career in Gibsonville and went down there. He's an opening match guy on the house shows and doesn't wrestle on television very much. He's getting a nice return. He may be in a good situation to just enjoy his career and not have too many injuries by the time he finishes.
What about Gibsonville? Go to Gibsonville. That goes something near and dear to your heart. How's Gibsonville, the lineup these days? What's going on down there?
Eric Royal is the CWF Mid-Atlantic champion. I think Eric Royal will be a hell of a person to work for the NWA because he's very good at in studio wrestling of keeping a crowd involved. A lot of talking, but also very good wrestler and very holding his own as far as his image goes. So I think he had a hell of a match with Michael McAllister, who one of their tag team wrestlers, who had his chance for to headline it and really had a physically a physical, tough match and a good thing. And Saturday, we're going to get you there. We're going to get you there sooner or later.
Are they going to do a Thanksgiving night match down there? Do you think big on Thanksgiving?
No, that's usually our friend in Asheboro that does that.
And where?
In Asheboro that does that.
Asheboro, okay.
Yeah, that does the Thanksgiving.
Down around Seagrove or right in Asheboro?
Right in Asheboro.
Okay.
Bobby Yar Yates, who used to be one of the guys who was a regular in the 1980s in Greensboro Coliseum watching those.
Front row section D?
He had another group of friends, but he was there all the time.
What about Wrestlecade? That should be huge this year with so much stir in the wrestling business. You would think Wrestlecade would be a hot item this year.
Yeah, that's definitely a hot item. And coming to Winston-Salem the weekend of Thanksgiving weekend, kind of the same as the old Starcade time, and lots of folks. Great Muda and a lot of Arn Anderson will be there with Conrad Thompson. The first time they'll do
they're gonna do a show there, yeah.
Their first live show after starting this podcast, and lots of ECW guys, and it's been 7 years I think of these shows. I usually go, and I know that John Hitchcock has a table there.
He's got a table.
He's got a table. I don't have a table, but hoping to do something there, and definitely I'm going.
As long as you don't get thrown through a table, you'll be okay.
That's been my philosophy, is to avoid that like the plague.
I don't blame you.
Yes.
What about Bill Goldberg? Will we see him there one day? Is he, if he's not connected to this day and time, if he's not signed to WWE, he could show up something like that, couldn't he?
No, I think he's definitely
got that Legends contract?
He's got his own contract.
Yeah.
WWE. I don't know that he's going to wrestle again, but he might. And he's played around on social media with Matthew Riddle, one of NXT's top stars, where it seems like maybe they would do something. Matthew Riddle would be who's a mixed martial arts artist and a hell of a wrestler, and would be an interesting opponent, not for WWE champion Brock Lesnar. More than that, Goldberg, you're going to have that real constricted match, and you got to be ready to go in with Goldberg, take that jackhammer and lose. And I'm a Matthew Riddle. I mean, Matthew Riddle wants to do that. I think he'd be better off on having the match with having more of a real match with Brock Lesnar.
Well, what about Bret Hart? He said Bill Goldberg cost him $16 million. Respond to that. That's another number this week. I heard Bret say a while back.
Yeah, Bret comes out, and one of the things with Bret, the Goldberg in a match in WCW ended Bret Hart's career, gave him a severe concussion, led to a stroke, and was not able to wrestle. I don't know about that number or not, but there's millions of dollars there, and as part of being a wrestler is that even a Bret Hart wrestles with a lot of different types of wrestlers, and injury is always, it's a performance, but it's always a possibility, particularly main event matches, and he got a bad one, and there's, and he's more plain spoken because of the stroke that he went through. Emotions come to, come out faster, and this is the example of that. I don't know that, I don't know how much money he lost, but he did do that, and Goldberg was a certain type of wrestler that had to look and come through, but it was.
But you knew what to expect going in. It could happen. You knew going in what might take place.
Yeah, and there were Bret Hart, a good part of his career, wasn't involved in any kind of injuries, but with his opponents.
Some of the guys started wearing those flak jackets. Didn't some of the wrestlers start wearing those flak jackets when they wrestled Goldberg, like the quarterbacks wearing professional football?
Something about
a little
that,
flak jacket, kind of like.
Yeah. So it wasn't something on purpose. It was an accident. I thought they were on had gotten to a place together about that. I mean, I don't think they're best friends, but it was, it was Bret Hart saying, Bret Hart looks at this huge place for all these wrestlers, and not that he'd be wrestling now, but I'm sure would like to have, he was Bret Hart. That was his life.
And he believed every bit of it.
He'd have liked to have done, I'm sure, like a lot of wrestlers, like to have done even more than he did. He did everything there was to do. One of the major wrestlers of his day, and of any day.
Well, let's close that with Bruce Mitchell. State of the Union right now. Kind of, Bruce, in a few sentences, whatever. Give us the state of the union professional wrestling right now. Where does it stand? What do we expect to see?
The new platforms as far as network television shows and all this have started, and creatively, depending on what you like in professional wrestling, you have a lot of choices, but it's not driven by customer demand. So, it's can these major companies establish establish an audience that the networks are happy with and maintain that. And there's been some highs and some lows and some craziness, and one of the wildest times I've ever, in all these years you and I've been doing this, we've ever covered. So we'll see where everything, but it's wrestling could be in a great place in a year, and the entire business and segments of it, companies in, and it could be in a real ditch in a year. So we'll see where everything shakes out.
As we close real quick, will you be watching both programs tonight, the AEW and the Next? How do you watch both?
What I've done so far is I've watched AEW mostly and clicked over to NXT, and basically which one grabs my interest more, and then which one establishes through the ratings that they're number one. But I watch both like pretty quickly.
I'm hearing better production value by AEW and sometimes better actual wrestling by Next.
I think so in the ring, but I also think that AEW's for the first two shows, and we'll find out in about an hour after we take this with AEW. But they've had that thing when you turn on the show and there's something new that's happening right in front of your eyes, and it's had strengths and weaknesses, but I think it's had more strengths than weaknesses, and also just a more relaxed. This is a wrestling show. We're calling it. We're wrestling it. We've got guys to boo. We've got guys to cheer, and championships to be had, and that's been a relief to watch. And I very much thought that Chris Jericho's done a lot of prime promo work over the course of 25 years. Did his best interview. I thought it was very much a throwback. I want to see this guy, the people that he's with, in his new faction, and I want to see him. I want to see his title defense against Cody Rhodes, and that is 2019, but also a throwback to the professional wrestling we grew up with, where the top wrestlers had to sing for their supper every single week and talk for 2 minutes and get you in that arena and buy that ticket, and it can be done. And it was nice to see that type of promo be done so well in front of a crowd so receptive for it.
And Jake Hager did a good job not saying one word. Hager was a big part of what they did last week too. Having a big body out there makes a difference.
Yeah, I think so. Having that enforcement, I like that crew he's got. I think that he's got the tag team, he's got himself, he's got Hager for the enforcement, and
he got the young buck too in there.
Yeah, it's like he's got a lot of different. I've enjoyed how they put together their and it's two shows. It's 2 shows in after well done pay-per-views and well done booking. So it's been we'll see. It's definitely a week-to-week thing about how do they. They had an expected drop in the audience that second week, but also can they recover that, or at least stop a drop and stay at that million audience and grow that million audience. It's going to be several weeks, I think, before we get a real trend. And everything with NXT too. With NXT's had very good wrestling matches, and done a good job with what they've had. So Wednesday night's been a better wrestling night than I would say than Monday and Friday night has been.
Yeah, when I said Young Bucks earlier, when I mentioned Young Bucks earlier, I mentioned that young guy in the group of the Inner Circle. I think Guevara's his name. And they got the young guy on NWA last night. He was a young kid too. They brought out who ran his mouth and had the big match. So the younger guys are showing up. They're bringing on some good young talent we've never even seen before.
Well, most people haven't. And one of the things we through studying the demographics of the ratings, we've seen that the older crowd wants their familiar wrestlers from WWE, and the younger crowd wants the teenage and 20s. They want their own, and that's understandable in most entertainment genres. Every generation that comes up, they want their NFL stars. They want their own. They can look at. They want their own music stars. They want their own wrestlers, and so it looks like there's a new generation that's not sticking with just I'm going to watch WWE, and so maybe growing the audience in certain ways. There'll be the WWE audience, and there'll be the AEW, NXT, and NWA audience. Because the NWA it's so funny. You get to be old enough that the old way of doing things becomes the new way of doing things, Andy, which is the studio, that studio show, that NBC. I thought they did a hell of a job with how they set up all all that. Where and they've had a reaction of they grew that audience in 4 or 5 days, but they need to grow it bigger, and they need to get on it. They need to keep working on getting the money platform. We'll see about that.
Well, it's been a good menu tonight, Bruce. Good job here at the
talk about money Sheets, man. There's
Zone.
No more money at Sheets.
The Zone at Sheets on Spring Garden Street. Plenty of money and plenty of good food, plenty of good people at Sheets. Come by and check them out on Spring Garden Street. Other locations in Greensboro. Check out Bruce at Archer Elementary. Also on pwtorch.com all the time. They got VIP. They've got exclusive interviews. They've got all kinds of stories going on for you over there. They're covered everywhere, Bruce. You're all over the place, these podcasts. Just keep rolling. Thanks for doing this with us today. Thank you much.
Yes, sir. And at Mitchell PW Torch on Twitter. I'm active. Very active.
I'll say active during some school days occasionally, during the break.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah.
I work very hard at school, but when there's a break and I got to put it's a nice little break, put my mind on something else for a few minutes and then get out of there. So, yeah.
Thank you, Bruce.